This is a follow-up video to my graphing calculator that I did for 2C. For this, I just want to show you how to do fractions on the calculator. And I have my y equals 1/9 x squared from my notes, and I would like to put that in there. Now, for all calculators, TI-83s, TI-84s, if you want to do 1/9, you can do it as simply as, and I personally would use the parentheses, you can always just go 1 and then use the division key and then go 9, and then that would be 1/9. And then remember, if you close parentheses, this would be like being on the side, so you don't have to type in times. You could just go ahead and type in x squared. Again, the square key is right there. However, TI-84s have the math print mode. They've added some extra fraction features that are very helpful. Now, before you don't read into this much, I'm talking about being able to see fractions very easily and type them in. There is a way to get fractions on the TI-83, but it's something different, and I'll show that at some later point. For TI-84s, you can access and actually see the math print fractions, and for that I'm going to need to go to mode. I'm going to need to go to math print so you can actually see it. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to hit math, and this isn't the fun way to find it, but if you go to number and you go to the bottom, which the sheet is just hit up and you can go to the bottom, you'll see n over d, and I can actually then literally type in 1 in the numerator, 9 in the denominator, and type my x off to the side and square. I mean, this is truly a neat feature of the TI-84 math print abilities, that you can see the fraction the way you want. If you wanted to, you could actually write x squared over 9 on the bottom. And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you a little secret. Since this particular feature got added much later on, what I found out over time, which didn't take too long, is to go alpha y equals, and they added like a hidden set of menus here, one of them being n over d, and I can easily access my fraction the same way there, and if I want to, I can go x squared and put it over 9. One last little detail. So if you want to see if one graph is the same as the other one, it's very easy to see with color because one will just change color. For one like this, it's going to be a little harder to see. So here are some of the tricks that you can do to see if they're the same ones. Well, first, you could come all the way to the left, and then you can go ahead and hit enter, and you can kind of change the formatting. In this case, I made it a thick line. Down here, if I hit enter enough times, I'll bypass the inequalities, the shading, and I can actually go to a graph where there's actually going to be like a little circle drawn on the line. So let's just take a look at each of these three, and you can kind of see them all over each one. So first off, it's going to try graphing 1/9 with the first graph. There's the thick line, and then it would have been a thin line with the little circle there. It goes a little slower, but you can see it. So here's all the nice ways that you can actually see the graphs, that they're all the same, and you know that they're equivalent. Now, there's another cool feature about the y equals. If you come over here, you can actually turn off graphs by hitting the equal sign, and anything that's not highlighted will turn them off. So now the only thing I should be able to see on this graph is going to be a thin line with a little circle showing me exactly where I am. And so right here, it's actually just graphing y3, and y1 and y2 are off. But that's how you can do fractions, and that's how you can turn on and off graphs. So that's the follow-up little lesson, in this case focusing on how to do fractions on the calculator with graphing.